G'day, thanks for spending some time with us on Creek to Coast as we continue an epic adventure around a big chunk of Queensland. We're on the Variety Bash, which raises funds for kids with special needs, and here's what's happened so far. 115 two-wheel drives from all over the state left Caloundra on the Sunshine Coast on a mission to pretty much beat themselves silly on some of the roughest roads in Australia. Bash vehicles must be at least 30 years old, so there have already been some breakdowns. But what these teams have in common is a sense of fun, and they don't seem at all fazed by mechanical issues.
Have a great day.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, mate.
Thank you for what you do for all those kids.
The 4,000 kilometre drive ends in tropical North Queensland, and today we'll reach Longreach. Looks like a couple of local guides want to show us the way. Months before the first tyres roll over the Bash start line, Variety Operations Manager Craig Marriott has mapped the course, checked and double-checked it.
But even in saying that, you know, things can change from the second survey to the actual event. If you look at last year's event, and with all the flooding down in New South Wales, I think we only used the route instructions one day out of the 10. The rest of it we had to reroute on the fly. So, but everyone still had a ball, you know. They're all here to help kids, and you know, as long as they're having a good time, they don't really care.
300 plus bashes means a lot of teams to keep track of, and there's more technology around to do that than when the Bash first started 28 years ago. For instance, all the official vehicles have satellite tracking. But one thing that hasn't changed is the way the drivers get their route instructions. No one knows from morning to afternoon exactly where they're headed.
Of course we could give them a map and say this is where you got to go, follow this line, but that's not fun.
That's too easy, isn't it?
Half the fun of it is trying to work out where you are, you know, and that's one of the things we're always going to keep in the event, is that you know, that element of surprise.
Joining a bash is a way to visit remote places like Stonehenge on the Thompson Development Road in outback Queensland. The bashers will take their time to drive 140 kilometres of mostly dirt road from here to Longreach. But I'll trim a few Ks by travelling as the crow flies with Bash pilot Jimmy Salmon. He sees the event from 7,500 feet.
Beach drive along in the dust. I've done my time at that. I've been flying around the bush for 37 years. One of the first bashes I was on, I had a bloke had a very bad fall on the dance floor at Kainoona. Tore all his groin muscle, so the doc shoveled him into the plane and to fly him as a medevac into Mount Isa.
Let's do it, Jimmy! Let's do it.
But yeah, other times we might be chasing parts, or somebody's had a drama at home, they've got to get out.
I'm amazed by how flat everything is. Yeah. You can see the curvature of the earth. That's crazy. Oh, just like I bought one. Well, that is one way to do the bash in speed and style.
Welcome to Longreach, the birthplace of Qantas and unofficial capital of the West. Many of our teams will use a rest day in town to sort out car issues, like tyres, fuel tanks and suspension. I've heard it called the Variety Mechanics Convention. And those who aren't burying their heads under bonnets will do a bit of sightseeing and spend up with local businesses. That's something Longreach Mayor Ed Warren really appreciates.
We're sort of in a position at the moment. We've gone through 5 years of pretty bad drought, and businesses have been hurting, but it lifts the spirits of the people. It's good to have people come along and see what we've got here, which is great. It gives the opportunity for the people that are visiting to have a look at you know, the town, the tourist attractions. There's lots of things here to see.
Because they've got to work out where I am and change positions to put them on me. I don't have to give them too much direction. People go on and on about how smart these border collies are. Trust me, they can't cook.